Don't, fuck, it's all drippy, dude. Don't judge me for my Starbucks today. I got like a Trenti, what's it called? I don't know. Anyway, the largest looking thing, cold brew. So cheers to that. What's going? Nope, that's not me. What's the goddamn deal? Nope, that's not me either. What's up, turds and birds? I recently bought a mini fridge for my office, and I want to show you guys what's inside. Think of it like MTV Cribs, but just the fridge. We're gonna dive into all the nooks and crannies. You're probably asking yourself, why did I buy a mini fridge? First, let's start with the main reason of why I bought a mini fridge in my office that happens to be 10 feet from my regular fridge in my house. It's content. If you thought I had some deeper reasoning, like I'm obsessed with looking over from my desk at all the glorious boxes of film, well, you're right, but also content. Not only do I love 35mm film, but I love making content based around 35mm film. But enough rambling, let's get into the good stuff. Let's bust this icebox open and see what we got. First, we're gonna roll some cinematic B-roll. Okay, so unfortunately, it wasn't in the budget, so we're just gonna have to go with regular B-roll. Sorry. All right, pop a squat here. As you can see, I have a lot of Kodak Ultramax 400. There we go, okay. First up is the Kodak Ultramax 400. This is probably my most used film. Pretty reasonably priced, and also a very good, safe film stock. It's not too cold or warm in either direction. Laterally, it's straight down the pipe, so I love it. Also, 400 speed, can't go wrong. Next to it, I have the Kodak 400 TX. Oh, let me just lift that up. I gotta like get my face out of it so it focuses. Here we go. The Kodak 400 TX, black and white. I've never shot this film before. That will be in the rotation here shortly. Moving on up to the next shelf, I recently picked up some Kodak Gold 200. I'm not gonna move my face every time. Yeah, I'm a little late to the game on this. I have yet to shoot any Kodak Gold. Reasonably priced. This up from a camera store here in town, BNC, $11, which is not bad considering some of the other film stocks like Cinestill and Portra are like $19. Then behind it, we have the always impressive and always in rotation Portra 400. I grabbed quite a few of these the other day for a fresh restock. The Portra 400 and the Ultramax are my most used films. A little pricey, of course, but for me, you can't go wrong, especially because I shoot a lot of weddings. Next, we have double film treat. 24 exposure, sorry. 400 speed. This is pretty warm. It definitely has a moody vintage feel. Definitely on the warmer side of film stocks, but great. Always good to have in the arsenal. Next, I have Kono Delight Art 400 color tinted film. I've yet to try this. I picked up re-rolls on the more artistic side of film stocks, which you know I'm a fan of. The Double Cinema. It is a 800 box speed ISO, 36 exposures. For me, like I mentioned in my other video, I love it in daylight, also love it at nighttime. Really great for low light, neon, especially because I live here in Vegas, so there's always neon and signage to shoot. I have a handful of these left. We have my favorite thus far, black and white film, Ilford HP5. It is a 400 speed, 36 exposures. Most of my film I go towards is 36 exposures. I try to stay away from anything that is 24. Speaking of black and white film, stay tuned because I will have a video on that shortly. Next to that, we also have Ilford XP2 Super 400, a 400 ISO black and white film. This is a black and white C41. I have yet to shoot this. I picked up a couple rolls of the XP2 to try out, so looking forward to that. I have some Cinestill black and white double X. I've seen a few friends here grab it. I've seen a few friends here in town shoot this. Pretty cool film stocks. I had to pick up a couple rolls of this. We have Kodak 400 T-Max, not to be confused with the 400 TX, which I literally just recently learned the other day that there was a difference. I never paid attention that there was T-Max and TX, or I've had a couple rolls of this actually. Yeah, underneath that. Next we have the Cinestill 400 D for dynamic. Great in daylight. It's very warm temperature as well. It's very similar, in my opinion, to the Double Treat. Maybe one day I'll do a side-by-side comparison of the two, but yeah, it's a very warm-based film stock. I love it. It is used quite a bit in my arsenal, I guess you'd say. We have a newer film stock, the Lomo Color 92, which I have a video shooting that in downtown Vegas, so go ahead and scroll over whatever you gotta do to check that out. Great film. Purchased about 10 rolls total, so I'm working through those. I have to be very selective of where I shoot it because the shadows are very blue. For me personally, I'm gonna try to stay away from too much blue in the frame to kind of contrast this film. But great film so far. It's a 400 as well, 36 exposures, C41 process, of course. I think that takes care of that row. Then up top, let's move you again. All right. Moving on to the top shelf, we have, here I'll show you, quite a mixture of things. So we're gonna be talking about that. Let's see here, we'll start with this. I got black and white film, Agent Shadow, 400 speed as well, 36 exposure. I actually am waiting on some results from that I just dropped off. A roll of Portra. Oh, this stuff's great. I love this so far. This is Wolfen Color 400 speed. I tried this on a whim from B&H. I saw it in there one day and decided to try it out. I've gotten a couple rolls back so far. I love it. It's interesting. It's definitely my style. It's warm, but it's not orange like a Double Treat or Cinestill 400. It's warm, but on the brown side. Definitely do a video of that soon of just the Wolfen NC 400. Moving on. Film Never Die, the Sora 200. Film Never Die is a company based down in Australia. I've gotten a roll back and it's in a very warm, soft and dreamy. It's similar to, again, warm based, very orange. So it's similar to the Double Treat and the Cinestill 400. Film Never Die, again, this is their Umi 800, which I've shot a roll of this, but I underexposed the whole roll because I'm an idiot, so those photos didn't really turn out that great. Gotta try it again. So we have Amber 400. It is what I consider another oddball film stock one you've probably not heard of, but I think it's great. It's cheaper than your Kodak Portras. 400 speed, daylight balance, 27 exposures. Pretty funky. Yeah, great all-around film. It's not the sharpest film, but it also doesn't have a lot of grain. Next to it, I have a Fuji Superia Extra 400 speed, 36 exposures. This is expired. This expired in 2006. And this was actually a film trade from my boy Nick over at Nick's Negatives. I've shot with him before. He's in a couple of the other videos that's running around downtown. But yeah, that was a cool trade from him. Saving it for something special. I don't know what yet, but yeah, expired Fuji Superia Extra. I got a couple Instax. I don't need to go into detail about that. Got some Polaroid 600 and I-type, since I shoot Polaroid for some of my weddings, that added on. And then next to it, my container of pretty much all double film stereo from red to blue. I've shot one roll of this, pretty interesting, definitely on the artistic side of films. So use it wisely, turns your reds to blue, and I feel like even some of my blues to red, if that makes sense. It's 200 speed, 36 exposures. It's definitely fun to experiment. Again, use this stuff wisely. Probably wouldn't use this on someone's wedding. Then we have double film Pacific, which is another 200 speed, exposed with mellow shadows. This is great too. Definitely a moody, vintagey feel. 36 exposures. Here we have more experimental film, Bokeh, a pre-exposed film from Analogical. More artsy film that's very specific. We have more double film. This is their Bubblegum. Their 200 speed, 36 exposure. Tinted with Sweet Tones. This is a fun film. It has like a pastel pink and the faded shadows vibe. Double film jelly. 200 speed, 36 exposures. This film's cool. It's pretty fun. It has built-in light leaks and gradients throughout. A film soap from, this is Chariot? I don't know how to say this word. Charite?
Starts with an S. So swummy, slippy, slappy, slimming, summon.
It's a film soap from Analogical. Again, very specific. I've shot one of these soap films before. The roll that I did shoot was really overbearing. Most of the photos on the roll, you couldn't really make out what was underneath the soap effect. It's kind of a bummer. And then last thing we have is the film case. Bought it on Amazon. It holds quite a bit of film. And here I have the Kono Rotwild experimental film, 400. Well, it says ISO 100 to 400, 36 exposures. Kono Rotwild. Again, another one of those film stocks that's very experimental, very overpowering. It's almost like a red scale, so the whole film was very red. Delta 3200 in here. Another great black and white 3200. Super grainy. Lomo Metro 100. It has a very heavy on the blues and the highlights. Cooler toned, very similar to their Lomo's Color 92 actually. A little more green in this, in the Metro. Oh, the Revlog Tesla 200 speed, 36 exposures. So basically what they do with these films, this Revlog, it's like a Kodak 400 underneath. This one's Tesla Lightning overlay in it. So when you get your roll developed, you get the photos back, the film will have lightning streaks through it. Then I have a little cluster of various Fuji Superia, 200, 400, 100. This is like my little Walgreens pack. I don't tend to shoot too much Fuji Superia. I do stick to more warmer based films. So yeah, that looks like that's pretty much it as far as the film fridge. Also can't forget bottom shelf here. Probably the most important part. Can't forget the Bev. This thing's pretty much always stocked with what you see with film and beverages. Cute little light right there. Yeah, pretty much wraps up for the film fridge. It's obviously busy here for me in September and October going into wedding season, so it's really stocked right now. As always, thanks again for watching and listening to me ramble about more photo stuff. Yeah, let me know if you have any comments about the film, if you've tried any. Peace.